Peace. Let us come together once more in presence, in witnessing of our being. Let us uncover, let us remember these truths that live within us, this God that live within us and permeate all things, this command that live within all things, this truth that live within all things. What is church? What is the true church? The question you ask. I think in this question, a lot is revealed simply in its asking. Should you not know? Should truth not be apparent to us that we have within ourselves? Must it be answered by another? You see, what lack do we have presently existing within ourselves that we must have a structure that is external to our own being, that must be true, that must house God? In this question that we're asking, what church is true? I would assume in it, we're asking as well, what religion is true? What way is true? What doctrine of belief is true? What way is true? What story is true? What tradition is true? What acts? And who will grant this to me? Where will I be accepted by God? Through my alignment and my association of being. Let us just be present for what that question may mean for ourselves and for each other, uniquely within our own being. What does this question mean that we have asked it? In all questions, there's purpose in all questions, that you may be revealed, that this truth that He's always lived within you be uncovered, be revealed, that you may have it. Question has purpose that you may be an answer. Question has purpose that I may be an answer. So let us return. Let us return to the origins of this question. It is implicit in this asking, that you do not have of yourself an answer to this question. But there is a humbleness in it as well. There is a desire to know, for truth to be revealed upon you. And this is the far more beautiful and profound and revelatory piece of our nature that we would seek to know. And that we would not simply follow what was placed in front of us in what man may dictate upon another. Go this way or be damned. Go that way or be damned. Commune here where God is. Only in my place will you find this. Surely you cannot go there and have it, or your God must not be mine. Let us be present for what all of these questions mean. Let us reveal within ourselves a truth that live here. This truth that was always here, that will always be here, that is yours, your belonging, your nature, your origin, this place you grow, this place you grow from, this life that spring forth from you, that is granted upon you. Let us have presence for ourselves in this questioning. Let the nature of reality, of truth, be revealed through this questioning and through the presence and the truth that live within you and that live within me be revealed further upon all things. within our being and all that we witness. Let us be humble to this. Let us understand our nature and the nature of all things. There is no my God and your God. There is only this that God is, that permeates all things. This is the supreme and divine and oneness of all things. There is one reality that exists. There is one truth that exists. There is one life that exists. There is one witnessing occurring throughout all things, and that is God. Not my God, not your God, God. There is no division in any of this. There is only God, and God dwell within you. What church is true, if there is one that is true? It is the one that you are. It is the one that I am. And that you house this, that you invite and invoke upon your being, within yourself, that you are humble before this reception, that you invite this, and that the nature of all things, the nature of God, is that this was already granted to you, that this is alive within you, that this is your only capacity to be or to witness, is that God is. And so in all of our doctrines of belief, let us be present for this. Let us understand what we are saying whenever we say something like this. What are we doing in our belief? What creation are we lending ourselves to? What would you like to live in? As what lives within you will grant you all things that this world become as you are. So what would you like to live in through the beliefs that you would like to have? And surely there is purpose in all things, that further you are revealed, and that you make decisions here and now within your being, that you discover, that you uncover, that it is revealed within and upon you. Here that God live within you. And let us have acceptance for each other. Let us have presence for everything that you are, and everything that I am, and everything that has come before us. Let us allow man their stories, and let us gain context to our own being through them. Let us acknowledge nature and nature's ability to communicate itself through stories. And let us understand this does not diminish that truth may be occurring before your eyes through these stories, that these images, these archetypal figures, these invocations of character, that they have life, that they are real and true, just as you are and just as I am. Divinity walks this earth. Every step that I take, divinity walks this earth. Every step that you take, divinity walks this earth, because it lives within you. It is your only capacity to be as that God is. And let us be present, and let us be humble. And through whatever story we may tell, whatever doctrine of belief we may lend ourselves to, in all that we are creating before our eyes and within our being, that God has granted this to you, let us be humble in this awareness of ourself. And let us give glory to God that live within me and that live within you. Let this be beauty, let this be true. Let us commune here and now. Let us invite divine presence upon ourselves here and now. You see, you have never left this church. You have never left this temple. You have never left this. And in each and every life, behind your eyes, God has a seat. Within your heart, God has a seat. In every deed of your hand, God has a witnessing of this. Just as the same as it is within me. Nothing goes unwitnessed. Nothing goes unjudged. And you are allowed all things. that you may be revealed. And so these contradictions, they may be allowed. So what is right? What is true? Is it this way? Is it this man's way? Is it that man's way? This tradition, what does it mean? You must decide within your being. You must determine of your own. You see, this is the purpose in all of this, that you may witness and that you may find contradictions and truths in all things. This story is great. This one is great. This one has lies. This one has lies. What is within me, in all of it, you will see. In every holy book that there is, you will find a reason to love your neighbor. You will find reason to have devotion and purpose, that you may be a blessing upon all things, and that you may have a connection in life and truth, this divine design and nature of all things, that we may be a blessing to each other. You will find morality. You will find purpose to kindness in your hand. And in the very same, you may find every reason to have hatred for each other, to find division in each other. And you see, it is not incorrect in this way. It is granting upon you that you may be revealed, that yourself may be revealed. And through all of this, all of our traditions, all of our things that we are doing, let us understand all of our doctrines of belief. These are works in the Spirit, in the life that permeates throughout all things and will manifest all things upon the earth, that you may be a witness to. All of these doctrines of belief, everything that live within you, these are works that are occurring. You see, this is the nature that God has created man in, that everything is a service to you, and everything is a test upon you. You craft worlds. Simply through your being, your intention, your directed, focused awareness, the heart that you have within your being crafts worlds. Intention crafts worlds. Belief crafts worlds. Because there are these forces, you see. These forces that are entirely obedient to you in the image God has made you of. All things will be granted upon you. All things will be granted upon me. In all things is service to you, that you are revealed. So you see, if there is hatred within me, I will be allowed to witness it. If there is wickedness within me, I will be allowed to witness it. And it will come alive in front of me. And if there is innocence, and if there is truth, and if there is justice, if there is life that come from me, then it will be brought awake before my eyes. And there will be contradiction. There will be contest to it, that I may be further tested and refined in this. And every man's way is unique. You see, you may sit in the same temple, in the same church. You may recite the same prayers. You may read from the same holy book. You may listen to the same sermon. And your religion will be entirely different than the next person who has done the very same. What you are creating within yourself that will be invoked upon the world is still entirely unique of your own being. So the one that is true, for better or for worse, is the one that I am, and the one that you are, in the self that is revealed here. And here is the mercy, and here is the forgiveness, and here is the wisdom, and here is the grace, and here is the gratitude that nature is a goodness, that God is a glory and a goodness. that all of this is orchestrated through and upon you, presented perfectly before your eyes, that you may come through this evolved and empowered state of your being, that you come to this awareness that your nature too is one of goodness and one of God, and that you will lend yourself, you will bow before this and only this, that God is, and that there is glory in goodness, there is purpose in every imperfection that live within me and that live within you, in all of our stories, in all of our contradictions, in every reason that we have to hate one another and take up arms and commit wickedness and evil upon ourselves and each other, that this may come alive upon the earth. There is divinity, there is purpose, there is a sacredness to all of this, that we come awake to ourself, and that we find beauty and truth here, in an awakened state that God is, and that I am, and that you are, and that we are endowed with this. That we awaken to ourselves, and that this dream that this world is becomes everything beautiful and true that we always have been, here now uncovered, remembered. The God that lives within you, the truth that I am, the truth that you are, and that everything else is serving this purpose. That you have this, what is so sacred and true and unique and beautiful of you, and that you grant it upon all things, that you offer your very being, the entirety of what you are, your life, the blood pumping through your heart and veins, the breath in your lungs, every word that you speak, and deed of your hand, everything that you see in another, that you offer all of this, every piece of creative potential in you, every bit of an ability to observe and to witness, every piece of intellect that you have, every ability to feel, that you offer this, that you offer it, that you fall upon your knees, and that you offer the entirety of your being to this beauty and this truth and this God that live within you in all things, that you offer your life to the life that live within all. This beauty, this truth, this nature of goodness and forgiveness and mercy, that you offer truly the unique creation that you are, as God has crafted you in your imperfections. God has crafted you perfectly. You are exactly what this world is needing. I am exactly what this world is needing, to be an awakened state of yourself, that you are sacred, that you are true, that the book of life is the one that you are, the one that you are, the one that I am, the one that God is, and that this live throughout all things, and that we give glory to it in the way that we believe of ourselves, in the way we believe of each other, and what we are willing to do to be one. Here and now, to be one, that heaven may come down through your being and have a home in all you are, in all you witness. Here is the church that is true. Here is the holiest of temples. And you see, there is no temple, there is no church, there is no construction that has come from man's hand. There is no sacred text or doctrine of belief that means more to God than any life, than any human being, one human being, your human life, my human life, anyone who you have hatred for or a disagreement with, the weakest among us, the most wicked among us, you, human life, the most humble, the most faithful. God cares for you. You who has failed in every occurrence of your being. Perhaps you believe it, but God does not. God has knowledge of you, perfect knowledge and wisdom of you, and God loves you fully and completely. God accepts you fully and completely, and God is only awaiting that you awaken to this. Then in all of it, There is purpose in this glory and grace, that God's love is you. That eternity was incomplete without you. That your life has been granted. That you are what was required. In every piece of existence that you witness, your witnessing was needed. Your witnessing was required for this wholeness to occur, for this oneness to occur, for us to learn of ourselves, for us to learn of each other, for us to come to this awakened state and determination of being, of this truth that live within you and truth that live within me. That God live within us in all things and in all things. You see, there is no power but this that God is. There is no truth but this that God is. There is no love but this that God is. And we can be humble to it, you know. We want to believe in such a way that I am such a flawed thing, that I stumble and that I fall down, that I trespass upon another, that we do this with ourselves and each other. And we get defensive, you see. This is the hilarity of it. A man of faith, whatever your doctrine of belief may be, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, Judaism, in any of it, in all of it, you will receive these questionings about what your belief is. And you will feel defensive to it, as if you can lose the God that lives within you, but you cannot. You cannot lose it. You only need to be humble before it. That this truth and this love is granted upon you here and now. And that you may simply return it upon another who may have a question of you. Of course, you are right to ask questions. Should we not seek to know each other? Is this not a care of each other? That I would like to know about what your eyes have seen, about what is occurring within your heart, this great mystery. And you see, isn't this the beauty of it? That it is a mystery, that it cannot be said so simply, but that we may grant life to the words that we speak, that God may live within them, as God live within our being, that we may grant the truth that live within us upon each other, and that we are further, and we are freer, we are more, and we are truer in this beauty that we may give each other, that you are not a disturbance to me. There is nothing that you can do in questioning, in wondering, or even in an attempt to inflict violence or harm upon me, that will not in turn, in my faith, become a blessing through the God that live within me. This world is short. You are here for a moment and nothing more. This world will pass away. Surely is the night into the day. But the life that God is, this one you have been granted, this forgiveness, this mercy, it occurs in all things. And God's love is such that no harm may come upon you, but one that will inevitably serve to bless you, to reveal of you further, that you are offered this difficulty, that you are offered this struggle, that you are offered this questioning of yourself, of me, of any other, of all belief, of the reality, the mystery, that there is a question to be asked, that there is no loss in this, but that you find further of your being, the way that you are, the way that I am, the way that God is, that there is no division in these things, that each and every belief is unique, just as every witnessing is unique. Think of it in this way simply. God loves us beyond our comprehension. I'm sure. Many of us, perhaps all, have experienced in our relationships with each other some feeling of love, in connection, in desire to care and to know uniquely of each other. And we would not treat one just the same as another because we are different, because we are unique. We know each other uniquely, we experience each other uniquely, and this is a love that we have for each other. So, of course, our relationships with God will be different. That God may be witnessed in all different ways. That you may be witnessed uniquely as you are in all different ways. And that God will be ever present through all of it. And that we can grant this simple mercy, if we can find it of ourselves, let us find the humility and the purpose in what a sinner may be. That in any wickedness of my hand or yours, that we have a direct witnessing of the suffering and the death and the destruction that we are invoking through such a thing. Let us know ourselves as everything wicked and damned. Let us be humble before this. And all men have this. All life has this ability to be wicked and damned. And God will grant you the experience for this blessed purpose. That you have forgiveness. That glory will come to God through a weakness of your own. Through a fault, through a failure, through a mistake, through your sin. That you may have forgiveness. This glory of God. In a wisdom of your own being, that you may grant upon all others. And let us be humble. Certainly it is not just I who God must reside within. And if I'm to accept this and realize it of myself, truly, I must have an awareness now of it and a life within it in all others, that I may grant this mercy, that I may be humble before the mistakes of others. And that in all of our stories, doctrines of belief, ways of being, traditions and histories, let us be present. Let us be aware. Let us face contradictions. And let us have forgiveness and mercy and God within our being as we determine of ourselves. You see, you could have something entirely perfect and true to offer to someone, to offer to all others. But if it was not their time or place to take it from you, you must have the grace that they walk their own way, in the faith that God live within them, and that there is a work occurring, that God's forgiveness, God's mercy, God's perfect knowledge and wisdom of all of God's creations is serving this divine purpose, that so too live within you, that the work is occurring within you too. That glory come to be of God, that this witnessing occurs. And so there's purpose in all of it. that we allow this witnessing, that we have this acceptance and this revealed awareness, this life that has been uncovered, this truth, and this God that live within you and that live within me, and in and throughout all things. This book of life that you are, this sacred temple, this place that God dwells and resides. And that we awaken to it in gratitude, and return glory and grace and life upon the one that has endowed these of us, and then to come awake further and be endowed in all others, and everything within us, and all that we are a witness to. Beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks. Grateful God, that you are courage, strength, protection. I'm with you. Peace.